Hey, Skywalkers.
Woo!
So which four of you out there have not subscribed to our YouTube channel? Because look, we need four more.
Four more.
We need four more to please subscribe.
Four more to hit the next 100 level. That'll be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, we always seem to
Yay.
get caught right at the cusp.
Of something,
Yeah.
That always happens. Yeah. Welcome, Skywalkers.
So hopefully during this live stream, we'll go up another 4.
Ooh, that would be cool. That would be great.
As us Bostonians say, that would be wicked cool.
What? Oh, yes. Y'all, that'll be good. That'll be real good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Texans say. What do you guys say? I say, let's go look at that quad jumper.
Quad jumpers. All we've been talking about today is quad jumpers. Not just quad jumpers, quad jumpers.
We've been rewatching Andor. It's
and
so
thinking
much
about
fun.
The Force Awakens. So
Yes.
who is with us? Who
Yeah.
is there watching before we go live?
Let us know.
Amy
Ooh.
Hawkins.
Welcome.
Hey, Amy Hawkins.
Amy, we like your little profile photo. Wow, that's cute. Oh, Julie. Who we just saw.
Our good friend Julie.
You and your husband.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Good seeing you at CCR.
Yeah, exciting.
That was a great band in the 70s, CCR. Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh, I didn't know what that meant.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Did you guys know what that meant?
CCR? Yeah.
Well, I know you know what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know.
That's why I could never call it CCR, because it's like that's a 70s super band.
Okay. Got it.
Great time. And yes, they were. See, Julie agrees with me. CCR is a rockin' 70s band.
Nice.
Then revisited.
What's that?
CCR. Creedence Clearwater Revisited. I guess that's when they regrouped.
Oh.
And rebooted themselves.
Okay.
I believe they sang Bad Moon Rising. I see Bad Moon Rising. Now I want to watch.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Okay, I never knew what he said.
Gotta watch. And have you ever seen An American Werewolf in London?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I've seen like the transformation scene.
Yeah.
Didn't what's his name work on that? Like a famous, but Rick
Baker. Yeah.
Rick Baker. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all I know about that.
Oh, it's a horror comedy film.
Yeah. That's probably why I haven't seen it, because the horror is somewhere in the description.
Come on. You guess what Sarah watched the other day? Scream 6, and she liked it too.
I did.
If you like that, then you would like An American Werewolf in London.
Okay. Well, I have seen that transformation scene a lot of times because they kind of show that.
Yeah, well, yeah,
like
whenever you want to
everywhere.
show the transformation of the special effects, they show that scene.
Yeah.
Now you got to see it in context.
Yeah. All right. So we are going to record our wraparounds for episode 420 next week, though. You guys, next week we hope everyone joins us live. I'll schedule it more in advance. We're going to do a Little Mermaid review and recap,
breakdown.
and hopefully you guys can join in with your comments.
So
but I'll
to
make
be
sure to
clear,
schedule that.
it's the new Little Mermaid,
Yes,
the live action
coming out May 26th this week. / May 25th because everyone goes on Thursday to see it.
Yes, but you just put out an article.
I did. Yeah, I put out an article on skywalkingthroughneverland.com, and I'm very proud of it. And it's a mix of our review and the press conference, like little fun bits from the press conference that we learned as we were listening. I love press conferences because you can really find a lot of behind the scenes.
Yes, yes.
Good. Julie will see it Saturday. So you can tune in
for her birthday.
On our that's awesome. So you can tune in next week then with us and tell us how you liked it. Yay. Okay.
All right. So yeah, once again, go to skywalkingthroughneverland.com for Sarah's awesome breakdown / review. I'm not sure any other sites roll in the press conference breakdown.
Some do like just the separate articles. Like I know before with our previous press contact, he wanted 2 separate articles, but they don't specify anymore. So it's easier writing just one. But then we do a whole podcast episode about it too. So yeah, that's a lot of work right there.
Yeah. Nick Warner has joined us.
Welcome. Hello there. Yay. Okay. Yeah, we're going a little early today because we have some. Oh, you're seeing another press screening.
I'm seeing Boogeyman later on. It's an adaptation of Stephen King's short story starring Vivian Lyra Blair, Little Leia from Obi-Wan, and Sophia Thatcher, or Sophia Thatcher, the girl who played the Maud in the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And she's also in Yellow Jackets, right?
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
It's Sophia.
Okay.
Sophia Thatcher.
Nice. Well, you have fun with that.
I will.
Again, horror is in the description.
Sarah be staying home.
Yes. All right, so I hit record. So we are going to record.
Okay. Get that all out now.
I know. I'm sorry. It's a thing.
I'm having to edit around your yawns.
I'm sorry. I don't like to breathe on the microphone, so I like hold my breath and then I have to yawn, and that's a whole thing.
Diaphragmatic breathing.
All right, here it goes. This is what you can look forward to on episode 420 of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Hey, Skywalkers! Star Wars month continues, and we are having a non-stop party. We have so much to share. But first, we want to welcome you back to Skywalking Through Neverland. I am Richard Woloski, but now everyone please say hello to my sweetie wife, Sarah, who's got a new man in her life, and his name is Timothy Zahn.
More about that later.
Mm-hmm. First it was Anakin I had to compete with, and now it's the man who brought back Star Wars.
All right, well, we are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel fandom. So imagine a big Wookiee hug and a little sprinkle of pixie dust for our family of Skywalkers. And that's to help get you through the week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, coming up on this episode, we will be speaking with Justin Berger and Jamie Benning, the authors of the new Return of the Jedi Unauthorized Timeline, coming out June 1st. You may have seen the release date of May 25th for their book, but they had to move it back a week just to make sure it got that much better.
Yes, and I'm so on board for that, because if you can keep on making it better and pushing back the release date, that's what you got to do. So I'll give them tons of credit for doing that. Now, we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations, and they are a diamond-level Disney vacation planner travel agency and can help you book your trip to a Disney park around the world or on the Galactic Starcruiser while you can.
Oh, snap!
Best of all, this service is free of charge. So head over there to smallworldvacations.com for a no-obligation price quote and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Okay, so all the past year of episodes are going to say, or on the Galactic Starcruiser, and people are going to listen back when they do and be like, oh.
Well, that's why we always follow that up with, we are recording this from Long Beach, California on May the 23rd, or any date that they're listening to that show of 2023. So it's a good timestamp.
That's right. I love the timestamps. So, Richard, what happened today in Star Wars history.
Well, I'm so happy you asked that because 36 years ago today, May the 23rd, 1987, the first official Star Wars convention is held in Los Angeles, California. Oh, this is where my whole life led up to, and it was the first official Star Wars convention. Star Wars everywhere. Now, get this. The convention is called, are you ready for this? It is called Starlog Salutes Star Wars, a 10th anniversary tribute to George Lucas and the galaxy far, far away. Hold on, I'm not done. Which he created.
And if you saw our short today, our YouTube short, then you would see that whole listing in the program.
How do you fit that on a marquee?
I know. Oh,
That's
it's
why,
so funny.
That's why we call it Celebration Zero.
Yes.
This was an awesome time, an awesome convention. I skipped my graduation to be there, and when I got back, the principal asked me, "Where were you?" Disneyland. I was at Disneyland during my graduation.
That sounds like the
and
same.
I haven't looked back, huh?
Yeah, no, remember when I graduated from college for the second time with you? Our graduation was also June 15th, I want to say, in 2012. Well, that was the opening of Cars Land and the new Buena Vista Street. So guess where I was instead of my graduation?
At
Disneyland. DCA, yes.
Yeah, and they had made it a point to say, everyone, this is what the whole 4 years have been leading up to. You cannot miss graduation. Yeah, I'll be in Anaheim. Don't look for me there, because not only was I at Disneyland that week, I was at the Star Wars convention, Celebration Zero. My very first time talking to George Lucas. Oh, I was so nervous.
I bet.
Because they were calling out people in the audience and this big Q&A, and they looked right at me and pointed, and George Lucas looked at me, and I just turned, my whole demeanor just sunk because Lucas is looking right at me. He's giving me his full attention. But if you listen to the audio, we'll play the clip in a second. I don't sound like I'm nervous.
No, you don't.
No, I was in high school, graduating high school. I was all about the film classes and TV classes. I just got accepted to Emerson College, going into film school. So I asked him this. We'll roll in the clip here about, I asked him, does Lucasfilm offer internships to young filmmakers?
Yeah.
And what Lucas said, I just saw his mouth move, and it's like, okay, thank you. He could have said, dude, shut up, okay? Stop asking me questions. And
you would have said,
okay, thank
you.
This was also the first time I got a chance to meet Anthony Daniels and Billy D. Williams, Gary Kurtz, those people that I never, ever thought I would get a chance to meet. And we're now all in the same room. And not only that, I was in the same room with future friends.
Aww.
Because as we keep talking about Celebration Zero, friends say, yeah, I was there, or I was there, and I was there. Dan Madsen was right there. He took that infamous photo of George Lucas shaking Gene Roddenberry's hand. You see everywhere. That was Dan Madsen. He was right there. Chris Alexander, author of Star Wars Origami, our good friend. Alan Sanborn, who's been on the show many times. And so many people in the comments for our videos all say, yes, I was there. Thank you for posting this. This is where me and my dad had a great time, and he's passed, but luckily I get a chance to see these videos now. So thank you very, very much. And not only do we have the George Lucas Q&A and on our YouTube channel, but that awesome pre-show with Darth Vader. Who knew Darth Vader had a sense of humor? He was really funny. R2 and 3PO had a little pre-show. Just amazing. An amazing time. And all the videos are right there. I'm so glad that that video camera just attached to my shoulder pretty much throughout the 80s.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. So that is what happened 36 years ago.
Wow. And also we want to welcome to the screen Pierre Kelly. Hi, Pierre. And Vegas Atwood. Vegas Atwood. Cool. All right. Welcome, you guys.
Pierre Kelly is also mentioning that, yes, 420 is an actual number.
Yes.
Not just something you do behind closed doors. All right, with that, let's move on to things we want to share. This whole episode should be about Cheech and Chong. Well, thank you for noticing.
Yes. We have a collection. We like to display it.
Jabba the Hutt watches over the collection.
Yeah.
Oh, we keep meaning to put the new Bo-Katan helmet right over here.
Yeah, we need to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we will.
Well, thank you for pointing that out. Vegas
Atwood.
Atwood.
Cool. All right. Things we want to share. Richard, why don't you roll us in?
All right. It has been a tough week for Star Wars fans. Yesterday, it was reported that Ray Stevenson had passed away on Sunday, May the 21st. This was a shocker. I could not believe this was the headline I was reading everywhere. Now,
Mhm.
many Star Wars fans know him as the voice of Gar Saxon on Star Wars Rebels and the Clone Wars. And most recently, we all cheered for him and his enthusiasm at Star Wars Celebration Europe when he was promoting Ahsoka.
Yeah, because he's going to be playing a Jedi named Balin Skull in Ahsoka, and he turns to the dark side as an ally to Grand Admiral Thrawn. And we see him kind of this dark side Jedi. He looks amazing with his beard. Ugh. And he's had such a filmography. He's been part of many Marvel shows and films. In 2008, he played Frank Castle in Punisher Warzone. And if you remember, in the first 3 Thor films, he was one of those guys who traveled with Thor himself, the Asgardian hero Volstagg. He had the big red beard, red
Mhm.
hair, red beard, and he was struck down by Hela in Thor Ragnarok.
So he's one of the many who've gone over to the Marvel side and the Star Wars side,
Mhm.
and his enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah.
Julie Gildersleeve was saying in the Sky Chat, we just saw him at Star Wars Celebration Europe.
Yeah.
That's what the big shocker is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was just
And he
hale,
was-
healthy.
He was just so enthusiastic, and I look forward to seeing so much from him because he was one of those happy Star Wars actors, and you gotta love that, and it's starting to balance out and even tilt the seesaw of those of the original generation who treat it like a job,
Right.
whereas the new generation from the prequels forward, they treat this as a responsibility, being an ambassador for fandom, and he was just that.
Mhm.
And in addition to Ahsoka, his posthumous credits also will include the films 1242 Gateway to the West and Casino in Aishia.
Right.
And I'm sure I'm pronouncing all that wrong.
And I believe the Casino in Ashia is what he was filming when he passed away.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
and I've been looking and I haven't seen any causes of death yet.
So I read an article, I can't say where from, but the very first article I read mentioned that he was on this island off of Italy or Spain filming for the Casino in Ashia, and he contracted some kind of illness, and then he was like rushed to a hospital like the next day, and it overtook him. But that's what I read, and now I couldn't tell you where I read that.
Which is odd because I haven't seen that anywhere else.
Okay.
Okay, we're looking up right now to see if anything has been
Does any of you guys know?
posted as of yet.
Hmm.
No cause of death. Oh,
Okay.
one to an
I
ad. Hold on.
think I want to say it was Star Wars Newsnet, but
On BBC.com, it says here no cause of death has been revealed, but he was reportedly hospitalized during filming on the Italian island Ischia.
yeah, that's basically what I heard. But I heard there was like one other line that I read that he contracted some kind of illness. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all I know.
Okay. And worst of all, really, he was days away from turning 59 years old.
Mm.
On May the 25th, he would have turned 59. Days away. Oh, how sad is that? That's
Our hearts go out to his family and friends.
and his
Definitely.
fans.
Yeah.
So a moment of silence for Ray Stevenson. Well, Star Wars fandom hit another blow this week. The official word went out that the Galactic Starcruiser will be permanently closing this coming September, only a year and a half after it opened. I can say Not as big as a blow of a death. We
No.
acknowledge that, but
No.
but another blow to fandom, let's
Right.
say.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And we are so grateful that we were given the opportunity to board the Halcyon for its media blitz last February. And I got me one of these little Halcyon models with lights
Yeah.
somewhere.
Oh, I
Somewhere
think
there's
it's
a
right
button.
here.
Oh, there you go. Lights. Lights.
It also it has lights like where your rooms are.
Yeah,
So.
this was a great time, and I've tried asking those within Lucasfilm what's the any word we can share,
Yeah.
but um,
There wasn't really.
it is what it is, and you know what? Let's talk about the happy Galactic Starcruiser moment. Sarah, what was one of your favorite memories from the Galactic Starcruiser?
Well, it was very exciting. We weren't really sure what to expect, but when you're brought on board, you go into this main atrium and then you get a Galactic Starcruiser representative to come over and they personally escort you to your cabin. And so we were escorted. It wasn't very far away at all, it wasn't a very short walk, and they lead us to the door. And then I remember pulling on the door handle. And I'm like, no, well, I remember pulling on the door handle. I'm like, oh, it's not opening. What do we do? They're like, try again. And I was like, oh, wait. And we pulled it to the side, like Star Wars doors open.
Mm-hmm.
And
it goes.
Yeah. And it goes like it opens like a Star Wars door into the wall. And we freaked out. And I was like jumping up and down. And that was a really fun moment.
It still had that new Galactic Starcruiser smell too.
Very much so.
And that first tour we went on, the tour guide took us around the ship and gave us the little fun history moments of the Anzellan operator, owner of the Galactic Starcruiser. His name is Shug, little tiny Babu Frick.
Yeah.
And the different things you can order at the bar, the hyperdrive, the Starlight, the Starlight Lounge.
Yeah, isn't that what it's called? Yeah, Starlight Lounge.
Yeah, and that is on our YouTube channel as well. Mm-hmm. This whole tour of the Galactic Starcruiser and the little fun details that went into the story of the Galactic Starcruiser.
Yeah.
After a year, they spent a year developing this, all their characters and the storylines. It's a shame that that it's just not continuing. One of my favorite memories is just I was looking for you. You had to use the restroom, so whenever Sarah has to use the restroom, things happen. If you're at a restaurant and Sarah's going to use the restroom, that's when your food comes.
Mm-hmm.
If we're at the movies, Sarah go to the restroom, and the movie will start early just because Sarah left. But here, as soon as you left, I was grabbed by Ray and Chewbacca to go on this little side mission. It's like, oh, okay, can you leave a mouse droid or something to tell Sarah where we are afterwards?
Luckily, it's a pretty small ship, so I found you guys right away, but yeah.
So there were so many shows within a show. Just when you think you're following one adventure, a side adventure comes. Mm-hmm. And from that, another side adventure comes. We went into that fun engineering room. Oh, talk about red buttons. Red buttons everywhere.
Everywhere. And then because we're short, all us girls are short, we found that little hatchway that led into the prison
cell. Yeah.
Yeah. So we like crawled. It's like kids are supposed to find it and crawl, but we did.
And then way up in the corner was an Easter egg. It said HS plus LO, mm-hmm. Han Solo plus Leia Organa. We didn't know that, but on the plane trip home, we sat next to one of the Imagineers, and he said, "Yeah, look for it there."
Yeah. So we told our friend Mike Celestino, and he was on the Starcruiser a couple weeks later and found the Easter egg.
Yeah. And come on, we got to mention Gaia.
She is amazing, and luckily now we can finally listen to Gaia's set list on Apple Music or any of the streaming services. But yeah, the Gaia dinner show was just incredible. Like it's something you can't really translate to marketing. You just have to like be in that space,
mm-hmm. Or watch our videos, because we do good. I think we did a pretty good job capturing that moment, because as Gaia is performing, the First Order is gotta bump in there and ruin things.
Yeah. Yeah, but then Gaia and her other sidekick, they try to get Lieutenant Croy, First Order Lieutenant Croy, to
Uwani,
dance.
the Rhodian?
Not Uwani, the other minstrel guy.
Okay.
Yeah. They try to get Lieutenant Croy to dance, and I was like right front and center when they were trying to do that, and got this amazing shot.
Yeah, and if you haven't listened to the playlist, go to Spotify, iTunes,
Anywhere, any streaming service.
My goodness, this is a great soundtrack for the Galactic Starcruiser.
It is.
Now you gotta just know that they're not going to end this here. They're going to harvest the Galactic Starcruiser because you're not going to throw away all these pieces.
Well, and they even said that they mentioned that in Disney's like response about what's going to happen. They mentioned that we're going to learn from this experience and move forward.
Right, but you can learn from it and maybe learn that after all this R&D, research and development, you're gonna want to harvest this and put it somewhere else. Like we've been hearing whispers that they're adding a new restaurant at Galaxy's Edge, so this is gonna be part of that. It's got to be.
We hope so. Yeah.
I think it's got to be part of that new dining experience. And plus, Uwani, she's the Rhodian musician, plays this instrument. I'm not sure what it's called, but she plays this thing, and the Rhodian, the mask, it comes alive because the little snout moves, and to have that, they have that kind of animatronic and a walk around mask. You're not gonna waste that. That's too good. And whoever those actresses in those suits were, they played it up big time.
Mm-hmm.
And plus those little missions that they're gonna add those into Galaxy's Edge. They've been saying it for so long. We're gonna have little side missions when you go to Galaxy's Edge. Now, finally, they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the characters, Lena Mock, Sammy.
Oh, Sammy.
Oh.
Yeah.
And even that new lightsaber.
Yeah.
The one that you press the button and it really extends that Rey fought with. Well, Rey used and then discarded to get another lightsaber and fought Kylo Ren.
Shh. Okay. But yes.
Yeah, so go on with that.
Okay, well, first I want to share some comments here from the Sky Chat. So Julie mentions that at least we can live the Halcyon life vicariously through Leia and Han's honeymoon. Yes, that is a fun book. It's The Princess and the Scoundrel. It's all laid out right there. Welcome, Don. He is planning an emergency trip to the Starcruiser.
Oh, really?
Amazing. Let us know if you're able to board. That is super exciting. All right.
Yeah, and you got to hit the Crown of Corellia dining room.
Oh,
that's where they have the blue milk. And guess what? All you can drink.
Oh, you can drink.
The blue and the green milk.
Mm-hmm.
I think we drank enough to put them out of business. That's what did it. That's why it's closing down, because
bring your thermoses and lots of it too with your blue or green milk already.
Yeah, we zapped all their profits by drinking all that blue and green milk.
Oh,
sorry.
Well, we did put up the announcement of the Galactic Starcruiser closing on our Facebook page, and we got a lot of responses. Now, the majority of you did leave comments saying that it was too expensive to go. And
yes, we know.
We totally get it. We totally get it. I mean, yeah, we get it. But we're going to share some other comments that we got. One from Jeremy Stevenson says, "Oh, well, I guess I'll head over to the Skywalking Through Neverland YouTube page to watch and if I haven't already, all of the spoiler-filled videos of the experience that I have been avoiding. Of course, then I'm probably be that much more bummed about what I'm missing out on. Oh, well, glutton for punishment, that's me." Nice.
All right, Michael M. Key says, "Being part of the launch crew and opening team, I have mixed feelings about this news."
Yeah. I asked him what his feelings were, but he did not share.
Yeah, but
yeah, right.
When we see him over at Walt Disney World, we'll have to corner him and say, "All right, talk."
Yeah, no kidding.
All right, Wynn Patterson, he says, "Walt Disney tried many things that failed." You know what? That's a good point right there. You can't succeed unless you try.
Mm.
While an innovative idea, this one had too high a personal cost
A
to allow
personnel cost.
a personnel cost.
Yeah.
Yes, and a personal cost.
Hmm.
I would imagine to allow a sustainable general consumer price point. I am sure there was a fair bit of market research that indicated I am sure that I am sure there was a fair bit of market research that indicated it would work. Yeah, Star Wars fans, it's right there. If they had waited for a greater number of Star Wars fans to age into a higher higher income tax bracket, they may have pulled it off.
He's not wrong. I
Yeah,
mean, especially setting it in this what is it, sequel timeline.
yeah.
A lot of those fans haven't aged up enough to have the kind of income to allow them to go.
But they had the script already in the Star Wars comics because in the Star Wars comics they jumped around the timeline. You
Hmm.
went back to the original trilogy, the prequels, back to the sequels. If could you imagine if Crimson Jack, who is a part of the comics, Crimson Jack was a big adversary of Han Solo in the classic Marvel Star Wars comics. Could you imagine if there was a Crimson Jack walking around the Galactic Starcruiser? Now,
I
if you
would
remember
love
back
that.
in 2016, I cosplayed as Crimson Jack for the Run Disney race
I
over
do remember
at
that because
Walt Disney World.
I made your outfit.
Oh my! And I had this big bushy felt beard and wig, and they told me I couldn't wear it because it was hiding my face.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine that if they had Crimson Jack walking around the Galactic Starcruiser? I'm sweating just thinking about this. Oh my goodness! All right, Sal Perellis says, legitimately sad. So glad we were lucky enough to experience it. All right, let's wrap it up here with Acacia Veltri. And she says, one of the best things we have ever done, bummed it's closing.
Hmm.
I'm bummed and I'm sure they have a reason why they didn't do like a day thing of it. Maybe have like a 3 or 4 hour side trip to from Galaxy's Edge.
Hmm.
Even if they charged like what uh, $200 per person
Yeah.
for all the food and the blue milk and the adventure. 2,000 a whole lot better than $5,000, don't you say?
200. Yeah.
$200, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sure they thought this all through, and I'm sure there's a reason. And it's Disney, so I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that they tried everything and it just wasn't cost effective.
Right.
Just like the old Disney Infinity video game, everyone
Mm.
loved it, but it just wasn't cost effective, and they're a business.
Yeah. It's
Sorry,
true.
sorry, fans. They're a business. They've got to do what makes money because they've got to sustain Disney Plus.
Mm.
We want to see more Star Wars shows, so you can get Galactic Starcruiser or have more Star Wars and Marvel and original shows on Disney Plus. It's all a balance, and I think Bob Iger's he's making he's making a lot of very hard decisions.
Right. And yeah, again, bottom line,
Hmm.
business. That's just how it works. Yeah. Disney Infinity was so heartbreaking too.
I
The
know.
community that started. It's the same thing. Galactic Starcruiser has created a community, has made friends. Like, yeah. But let's wrap up things we want to share on a high note.
Okay, good, because I can't take anymore.
I know, because we want to talk about Comic-Con Revolution, which was just happened last weekend in Ontario, California. And speaking of the Galactic Starcruiser, we met a couple there who had gone to the Galactic Starcruiser, and we were commiserating over the recent news, but also sharing our experiences. And I think that will be lifelong for those of us who've been able to go. That's some memories that we've made that
Hmm.
are just, they're indelible.
And Julie Gildersleeve, who's in the Sky Chat right now, got a chance to meet up with her and her husband. Great
Mhm.
seeing you. This was a really fun convention. We've been doing a lot building up to this, but we gotta say we sold more books at this con than any other, and we had a blast meeting new Skywalkers, past Skywalkers. We told people if you subscribe to our YouTube and Instagram, they get one of these one of these
Yeah.
new buttons of Grogu wearing a skywalking shirt and wearing a Mickey eared hat with a Captain Marvel insignia on it.
So cute. And many people subscribed. We went up. Yay. So that was exciting. And we had a panel. We did our Star Wars Trivia Challenge Strikes Back, which is basically where we marry our work life, which is our kids' party entertainment, with our Star Wars life, and create this amazing, fun, interactive panel, Star Wars trivia. And Richard, you ran it. And
Well,
we both
yes.
did.
There's no way we can do this as one person.
No.
Because you forget about the whole scoring.
Yeah.
And people say, hey, who's winning? I don't know. I haven't kept score since the first round.
But you were a great MC. Everyone thought you were hilarious, which you are.
Well, thank you.
And it was really, really fun. And everyone played, and people who did play got little raffle tickets, and then we gave away some prizes. Chris Segal from the Star Wars Underworld, he's starting up a production company, so he and his team were there to record it. So when we get that footage, we'll be posting that on our YouTube channel for everyone to see. So it was professionally videoed.
Hopefully we can do the same trivia challenge at San Diego Comic-Con coming right up. This is, oh, hold on.
Hey.
Oh, Sarah's got a phone call. Maybe it's from San Diego Comic-Con.
Hey. Is this the refrigerator?
Her, she answered the phone and asked, this is our refrigerator calling.
Refrigerator? No. We're expecting,
no, it was
we're
the
expecting
toaster.
A person to come, so I just,
Yeah.
All
right, so we plan to do more of these at upcoming conventions. Do you know who we have working on future conventions, seeking them out right now? Our bounty hunter, Shamim Dana. He's on it right now. He's looking at future conventions for us to appear in. Since WesterCon has been canceled this summer.
Yes, so we need some more.
Yeah, so it was a great time, and once again, the books were flying off of our table. We sold so many, and to those, if anyone is listening that bought one this weekend, thank you so very much. It's always so gratifying to see something that you spent so much time on being sold and other people enjoying it.
Yeah, it's also a nice rush, like when someone who doesn't know who you are or who this book is, and you kind of explain what it is, and they're like, oh, well, I'll take both copies, both parts, so that's exciting. I like that. Now, Richard, at the top of the show, you mentioned Timothy Zahn.
Yes, the new man in your life.
Yes. So we have to tell this story. So I follow Timothy Zahn on Facebook. That's where he is. And randomly, I'll see him post pictures of conventions that he's at or that he's going to be at. And they're never where I am. Like they're like always mid-country or they're just not places I am. So the night before Comic-Con Revolution, I saw a post from Timothy Zahn that he was going to be at Comic-Con Revolution. He was going to be at the convention I was attending. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And
well, not only is he going to be there, he's going to be in the same room.
Yes, he was in the artist alley. Yeah. And so it was very exciting. And so on Sunday, I thought ahead enough to bring, Richard's copy of Heir to the Empire, because I don't have an original copy of Heir to the Empire because I was a kid. I found this book at my local library and I rented it out. What do you call it when you rent? Not rent.
you took the book out.
Yeah, I got it out of my library. And yes, and so I got that. And then this is like my favorite figure from Galaxy's Edge, speaking of Star Wars and Disney parks. But my favorite figure is this Thrawn figure. It's the wooden figure from Toydarian Toymakers, and it's Thrawn. It was just so funny. And so I wanted to get both of these signed. And so I don't know what it is. Like other celebrities, I've been around a lot of celebrities. Like we go to these press events, we've seen Emma Watson, we've seen all these celebrities that we see.
Pretty much all the Avengers, the cast of the Star Wars sequels,
all the voice actors to the Star Wars series and everything. Like we've seen them in person, talked with them, and I'm cool. I'm with it. I'm whatever. Timothy Zahn, I got like all tongue-tied. I didn't really know what to say. I'm like, blah blah blah. And unlike some people who freeze up, I like just kind of like blah, talked a bunch. I was like, I did this and I got your book at my library and man, I was 10 and I did, and I think I get tongue tied when it's something that has like formed who I am as a person.
And plus, you get all these thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
And you just want to just throw them all out.
Yeah. And he's the nicest guy. Like, he was so chill.
As Don Glover here says in the Sky chat, it's called word vomit.
Yeah, that's totally what I was doing. And he was just so nice and so chill. On Sunday, I was the very first person in line waiting for him. And it was funny because he was getting his table ready. He had come in getting his table ready, and I'm like, oh. And then he just turns around. He doesn't go behind the table. He just turns around and says, "Hi, can I help you?" And I was like, blah 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 blah. So it was funny. So
Sarah was telling him her social security number, PIN numbers.
So here's the Thrawn figure, and he signed it, and his signature is only $10, and then he doesn't charge for signing books, even if you don't buy them there. So this is Richard's copy, but I had him sign the cover, and then he did sign it. I'll show you it to me. Yay! So that was very exciting for Sarah. Timothy's on and he dates it. So
yeah, and Sarah had texted me because I was on the other side of the room setting up our dealer table, and she was saying, "Yeah, I'm almost up to the front of the line," and I said, "Okay, I'll be there in a second." I turn around and I see you because there was a direct aisle from our table to his table,
yeah,
and I saw you going up to his table, so I just ran down the aisle with my cell phone recording, so I could get every bit of it. So we gotta post that.
We gotta share some of the video because I also took out my phone because you had texted me and he was like, "Oh, do you wanna take a picture while I'm signing?" I'm like, yes. And so like I sent you something incomprehensible and I started videoing. But yeah, so Julie, I love talking to him about Thrawn's motivation. And she just talked to him. Yeah. And that was another fun thing about this convention, is because he was one of the main people there. We saw Star Wars fans that were dressed as Mara Jade, as Chiss, as Mara Jade, as Thrawn. So you could tell the people who were like very excited and getting autographs from Timothy Zahn, and we all talked and commiserated over it.
If you're going to a convention all in blue makeup, that shows your level of dedication.
Oh, yeah. Oh, amazing.
Yeah. And Mara Jade, too.
Yeah, Mara Jade. Remember, she came to our panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of them did.
Yeah.
You know what? I've forgotten that he created Mara Jade.
Yeah.
And we asked him, Sarah, you said, so do you do podcast interviews? And he just shook his head. No, not anymore.
Said so much because he felt he said a lot, but Timothy's on. If you're listening, we would love to have you on, not to talk about your books, but honestly to get your opinion
on our books
on Star Wars storytelling. So maybe like the Ahsoka series or the Mandalorian where Thrawn is involved, or even just talk about Star Wars Rebels too, with Thrawn and Rook, and wow, I think that would be neat.
Me and Tim, we're Facebook buddies.
Oh,
so because I had asked him some things about his books for today's Star Wars history. So I'll ask him, hey, what are you doing later on after Ahsoka? You know what? Let's chat. So
I think that would be fun.
One of the most approachable, nicest men, not just in fandom, in life.
Yeah. And when I posted pictures on my Facebook, a lot of you have met him and have some really nice stories. So he's just a class act, just a great guy.
So Tim, I call him Tim. Go to our Facebook group and look at Sarah's post. You'll see so many amazing comments people have left about you and your kindness. All right, Sarah, with that, let's celebrate the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi with Justin Berger and Jamie Benning.
Do I say this or do you?
That's me.
Okay.
All right, now we can do an ADR line because they changed the date for their book. Here with us now are the authors of the brand new book, Return of the Jedi, the Unauthorized Timeline, which is being released on June the 1st, Justin Berger and Jamie Benning.
Okay. All right, Skywalkers, we are going to do our outro. Now, if you are listening to this live, just know that the podcast episode will be out on our YouTube and all the podcast services on Thursday, where you can hear that interview. Well, that wraps up episode 420 of
the Cheech and Chong podcast. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, 420. I get it.
Oh, Sarah knows about Cheech and Chong.
A little bit.
Yes. But this is not the Cheech and Chong podcast. It is Skywalking Through Neverland.
We want to thank Justin Berger and Jamie Benning for joining us. And their book, Return of the Jedi, The Unauthorized Timeline, will be released on June 1st. And we want to thank all of you Skywalkers who like and comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel and just chat with us. We love hearing your opinions.
And all of you Skywalkers in the Sky Chat right now.
Yes.
And once again, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we are still 4 away from the next level.
From 8,700.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, are you interested in our books like everyone in Ontario, California? Well, autographed copies of Today in Star Wars History, Part 1 and Part 2, and Skywalking Through My Fandom, the interactive notebook, well, they are available now at skywalkingthrough.neverland.com/book.
We just put a few more in the mail yesterday. So, yeah, we'd love to go to the mail store again. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Small World Vacations, for their support. Are you thinking of a trip to Disney parks?
Or
no.
Yeah.
Well, still.
They can still get reservations for the Galactic Starcruiser.
Yes, you can. Well, you can fill out a get a quote form at smallworldvacations.com, and their vacation planning service is free of charge. So just check it out, and then when you ask for a quote, tell them that Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Now, do you want to support Skywalking Through Neverland?
Well, I do.
Oh, great. Well, consider supporting us through the Skywalking Force, which is our Patreon. The Skywalking Force has access to bonus content in the form of our Zoom discussions on the latest Disney Plus shows, The Mandalorian, The Bad Batch, WandaVision, Mighty Ducks. They're all there.
And you also get a coupon code to use on our books. That bonus content begins at only $5 a month. So head to skywalkingforce.com and have a look at the options. And just a huge thank you to those of you who are part of the Skywalking Force. You might have noticed that I'm using a new microphone. Next week, Richard will be using a new microphone as well. And that is thank you to you guys.
Did we sound better? Or actually, does Sarah sound better right now?
On the podcast. They can't hear this microphone right now, but yeah.
I'm asking everyone who's listening later on.
Oh, yes. Do I sound better? Let us know.
Now, we are part of the Skywalking Network.
Skynet.
Where you can find other great shows like Talking Apes, which a new episode just came out this week, where we explore the movie adaptation, the Marvel Comics movie adaptations, and these go back to 1974. So if you like our classic Marvel Star Wars comics, it's like that, even funnier sometimes.
Nice. We also have the Max Effects podcast,
the Neverland Clubhouse,
Totally Tell Me Everything,
Star Warsologies,
and the YouTube shows Collectopolis and
Today in Star Wars History, which can also be found in the shorts section.
Mm-hmm.
Go to YouTube, look at the shorts, minute bites of Today in Star Wars History, as well as on Instagram.
Star Wars every day. You can also find us on social media. We are at Skywalking Pod for Twitter and Instagram. You can join our Facebook groups. Just search Facebook for Skywalking Through Neverland, or you can email us, share@skywalkingthrough.neverland.com.
Now, don't forget to stick around for bloopers and other fun bits that didn't make it into the show. And
always remember
to love your Timothy Zahn. And don't call him Steven Zahn.
No. And never, we have to say it together. And
Neverland on Alderaan.
Or Timothy Zahn. That matches. I mean, that rhymes,
Yeah.
matches, whatever. All right. Yay, Skywalkers. Okay.
Woohoo.
So next week, look for, I'm going to schedule it in advance. Look for a Little Mermaid recap. Next week is going to be our huge Little Mermaid episode, and we're going to go live, and we really want you guys to join us live because we want all of your comments and opinions.
We're doing it a week after the movie comes out, so you'll have a chance to see it.
Well, the after the weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah, and if you're having any reservations about seeing it, even I liked it.
Flip your fins to your nearest theater. Yee. In fact, okay, this is the best. This is the best review I can give it. After I watched it, I called my girlfriends and said, "Hey, let's buy tickets for opening weekend, guys." Because I want to see it again with an opening weekend nostalgic audience.
With the girls.
Yeah.
I wasn't invited.
You were too, but you're doing stuff.
I'm going to go see Boogeyman.
Nice.
Don Glover says, I see you. Wrong franchise. Are you talking about the Wedding Crashers franchise?
That was a while ago. Oh, that's so random. Oh my God. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know if they do.
For me or him?
You.
Oh.
All right.
If you've seen Wedding Crashers, you'll remember the quote. I'll
Yes.
find you.
Yeah. Oh, she's so creepy.
Yeah.
I love the Little Mermaid icon. Oh, that's so cute.
So thank you to Julie and Amy and Dawn and anyone else who is still here. Christopher Marino popped in. Pierre Kelly, Nick Warner.
Vegas Atwood.
Awesome.
All right. We're going to say goodbye. We're going to get ready for the refrigerator repairman.
Because they could be calling anytime.
Or woman. Who knows?
Okay. All right. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.